It's your turn. The table is silent. You have 5 possible moves. 1 leads to victory. The other 4 lead to total collapse. The clock is ticking, and your friends are staring at you. And suddenly, you realize the more you stare at the board, the less you actually see.
Hey, gamer friends. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah, and we are ready to roll.
So we're talking about analysis paralysis today. This is when you're basically over-analyzing every decision you make in a board game to the point that it starts to delay the game.
Yeah, and neither of us do that at all, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I have a big problem with this
Yes. Okay, but I will say you have gotten so much better over the years. When we first started playing games, I'd be like, it's like 10 minutes later,
Yeah,
dude.
you're like, come on.
I know. And there's still occasions where I'm like, you've got to speed up.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you've gotten a lot better.
I have grown.
This is really common in like a lot of Euro games. They don't even have to be extremely heavy Euro games. They can just be ones where you have a lot of decisions to make, or there's multiple paths to victory. That's often a reason for analysis paralysis. And I think that that's what you get caught up in, is the multiple paths to victory.
Yeah. That's the most common reason that I get out AP. Mm-hmm. Even if there is a one main path to victory, but there's a lot of decisions to make along the way, I still kind of sometimes get caught up in that.
Okay, so that leads us into why this actually happens. Mm-hmm. So we came up with 3 reasons why we think analysis paralysis happens. And the first one is loss aversion. So you are so concerned about not losing the game that sometimes it causes this problem. Like, I want to win the game, and I'm going to sit here until I figure out how to win this game.
Right. Yeah, this one is a very common one for me because I am a very competitive person, and I hate losing.
Yes.
Now, I have become more comfortable with it as we have gotten into this hobby and played a lot of games, but it is still something that I have to fight in myself. It's like, it's okay if you lose.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Right.
The second one that we thought of is perfectionism. So I also like to make the perfect move, quote unquote.
Yes, like the most optimal move for the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people that fall into this category that suffer from AP because they just want to maximize their turn to the best possible ability.
Yeah, and some people do it really well and do it in a quick way.
Yes.
We play with a couple of people who do take optimal turns a lot of times, but they do it in a very quick way because they just, I guess their brain is really adapted for that or works well for that or whatever.
Well, I think some people, like, they can look at a game and it clicks for them.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not that person. Like, I have to think about it and everything, and that's okay. I don't mind that. It's just that can be a problem.
Yeah. But if you are someone like me who does like to take perfect moves and it doesn't immediately click for you, that's when it becomes a problem.
Right,
and you have to kind of work on curbing that a little.
Right. Which leads us into the third reason, and that's social pressure. We thought about this one because oftentimes people hate the idea of looking dumb in a game. And I'm guessing, I mean, I've been there too. Like, I think everybody probably has felt that at some point in a game. You're playing against someone who's really good and you're like, feel kind of stupid for the way you're playing the game. Or someone feels really smart and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
And so I think there's that aspect too, like I don't want to look dumb in this situation, so I need to take a little bit more time to make sure I am going to be able to keep up. I'm going to be able to do well.
Yeah. So now let's talk about what it does to game night when someone has really bad AP. It slows down play a lot.
I think this is the big one,
yeah,
right?
You can turn a 30-minute game into a 90-minute game.
You absolutely
really easily.
can.
Yeah, and that's not as fun.
No, it is
because it's supposed to be a 30-minute game.
Right, which is the next thing, which is it frustrates the other players.
Yes.
I have been on the receiving end of the extended game where I'm bored, and you start seeing people get their phones out and start doing other things. Like, so there have been times early on in our gaming where I would get up and go do something and come back because I'm like, okay, I don't want to just sit here while you're, engrossed in a game.
Right.
And so you have to manage the frustration level of the other players.
Right, which leads into the next point, which is it diminishes the fun of the game.
Right.
It just tanks the fun of a game.
Yes. So when you're taking a long time, other players get bored. It's just not fun anymore. And it's going to keep people from wanting to play games with you or at all.
That's right.
And so you have to remember that as you're playing a game.
Yeah. And then the last one is something that has been something I've had to come to grips with, is it doesn't actually guarantee that you're going to make an optimal play.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee you're going to win the game.
Right.
And it's not worth doing all of these other things, diminishing the fun, slowing down the gameplay, all of those things. It's not worth that, specifically because you can't guarantee it.
Right.
Right? You still may lose, and then you've just really made the game night bad.
Yes, and
for
you lost the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because you've, made everybody else miserable and you still lost. It's like, it's just not worth it.
There are a few times that we talked about that we thought, okay, these might be exceptions to the rule where AP isn't as bad. Like we talked about tournament play. Like you're in it, there's stakes. You want to really maximize your decisions and everything you're doing because you're in a tournament.
Right.
Then I could see taking your time. I don't know all the tournament rules on stuff. They may have time limits. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Or maybe certain games do, or they may not. I don't know. But anyway, I could see that being a case where you would need to take your time.
Sure. And also a first playthrough is maybe a little bit more understandable, where everybody's trying to figure out how to play the game.
Yes.
Taking a little bit longer to take your turn is not necessarily as bad as when you know the game and you're intentionally taking a long time to make the perfect move.
I would still say, you have to watch that, though. You don't want one person taking 10-minute turns and then everybody else, it goes boom, 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 and it's back to that person
for sure.
taking 10-minute turns again.
Yeah. Maybe there's a breakdown in their understanding of the game at that point. If this is a first playthrough.
Yeah, that's true. It could be.
Maybe there's a learning opportunity there, or a teaching opportunity. If you like what we do here, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. And we're trying to grow our channel a lot, and we need your help to do it.
All right, we thought of a few practical fixes for analysis paralysis. Mm-hmm. You could implement time limits, this one I would say use with caution.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it could backfire on you. It could make the person angry or something like that. But if you're like, hey, we're going to try and speed up our turns, maybe a kind of a soft time limit, not an exact, I'm setting the sand timer on you.
And maybe ask them, hey, do you want help, getting through your turns a little bit faster?
Yeah.
We can give you a time limit if that would help you make a decision quicker.
Right.
Maybe there's cooperation in that.
For sure.
That needs to maybe be had.
Yeah, so that one is kind of hey, you might maybe be careful with that one, but gentle. Yeah. Be gentle with that one.
Yeah. Okay, so this is one I actually have gotten better at, and that is deciding what I'm going to do before my turn comes around. Mm-hmm. Because I enjoy watching other people take their turns and also finding out what they do to see how I may best take advantage of that.
Right, if it affects you or something.
Mm-hmm. If it's a game that does that. Mm-hmm. But what I've had to learn how to do is be okay, I'm not going to be concerned about what everybody else is doing. I need to decide what I need to do on my turn before it comes back around to me.
Right.
And then maybe I might have to adjust it slightly here and there based on what happens when I look up, but or when I decide to take my turn. But that's kind of a really big one. That one will speed up your AP process a lot.
I agree. Because if you do enjoy watching everybody else, but if they have quick turns, then the person who has AP may not recognize that they have AP.
Right.
Because they're just like, oh, this is going, now it's my turn again, and I get to play, you know, and so.
And because I like watching other people's turns, they like watching my turn.
Yeah, exactly.
But that may not be the case.
Okay, this one is going to be hard for some of you, and that is to accept imperfect moves.
Yeah, no.
This is actually...
Hang on. Are we sure we want to talk about this one?
Yes, we absolutely do. This one is one that I'm really good at, which is why I'm not good at games, honestly, because I'm like, I'm just going to check it out and see if this works. And I'll just throw something at the wall, and it may work and it may not, and I'm totally okay with that. But there are many people who love to have the perfect move, like we talked about before. And this acceptance of imperfect moves is really tough.
And by many people, do you mean me?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I have a really hard time with this one.
Yeah.
This is probably the area that I have the most area to gain in solving my analysis paralysis issue. And that is, it's fine. If this is not the perfect move, it's okay. It's fine.
It is.
Right? It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
The more you say it, the more it'll be true.
Yeah. So, yeah, I am working on it, but I am not there yet.
Yeah.
A big thing that helps people with analysis paralysis is to remember why you're playing the game. Yeah. You're playing the game to have fun. And you're playing the game to have fun with other people.
Right.
And so all of those things need to come into your mind when you're taking your turns, and remembering that we want this to be a very fun experience for me and for everybody else at the table.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And so doing the things that help curb your AP is going to increase the fun for everyone else, and then after that, increasing the fun for you as well.
Right.
Because everybody's having a good time at that point.
Exactly.
Okay, so as somebody who does have an AP issue, the things that trigger AP for me the most are games that have an overabundance of decisions to make.
Yes.
For instance, the Architects of the West Kingdom. Right? It's not even a heavy or medium. It's like a pretty light Euro. Maybe medium.
Maybe.
You can, literally, it feels like, to me, as somebody who has this issue, it feels like there are 1,000 different paths I could take, right? And that is a nightmare for me, right? As somebody who struggles with wanting to take the optimal path. That's one thing that definitely triggers it for me, is having just a bunch of different ways that you can take your gameplay. Another thing that causes me AP is a game that even has a maybe well-defined path to victory, but off of that path are a bunch of different things that you can do along the way. Okay. That also, because I get sidetracked very easily by the side quests. And so that's another thing that will cause me AP, is a game that does that.
Yeah, I don't know. There have been games where I have had some AP issues, and I can't right now remember what they are, but I know it's when there's been a lot of things happen on other people's turn that affect my turn. Yeah. And then I have to kind of figure out oh, wait, now what do I do? And it takes me a little bit longer to make my decision because there is a lot of player interaction, and it affects what I'm doing at the time. So I think that is more likely to trigger it in me because I'm kind of a quick turn kind of girl. So I'm like, I think I'll try this. That's how I play. And it's actually hard for me to stop and be like, okay, what are the winning conditions and how do I play? I just don't play like that. I'm just like, oh, this looks fun. I'm going to do this. And which again is why I don't win a lot of games. Right.
And what helps me move along faster in those situations that cause me AP are to make myself pick a path like you do. Okay, I'm just going to pick this path. I'm not going to look at anything else.
Right.
I'm just going to go down this path and see what happens. And even talking about it is hard for me.
It's stressful.
It's stressful for me to think about. But that is if I can do that, if I can make myself do that, it speeds up my gameplay and kind of solves the AP issue for me.
Or breaking it down, like, you use the example of Architects of the West Kingdom, because the West Kingdom games were all of them were ones that you initially really struggled with that.
Yeah.
But like with Architects, I was telling you, like, you have the cards that you're supposed to build.
Right.
Like, so that's it. Those are the ones you focus on. Like, don't worry about what all is going on out here. Like, start there.
Yeah.
So that you're not overwhelmed with, like, all the different choices that you can make. You can only build what you have in your hand.
Right. And that's a good point, is that understanding how the game is played makes a huge difference.
Right.
So once I can wrap my head around a game, then the AP problem goes way down.
For sure.
Like, Arc Nova is a game that we thought about.
Yes.
There's a lot of different things you can do in Arc Nova. But once we've played it enough, and now I know the game so well, I don't have any issues with that at all.
Right.
Like, I take very quick turns because I was able to wrap my head around it. So getting through the kind of muddling through the first part of it until you can really wrap your head around it, that will make a big difference.
I agree.
In games. Okay, now we want to hear from you guys. Tell us down below in the comments what game causes you to have the most analysis paralysis.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.